The Israel-Gaza ceasefire deal is a step closer to truce, with the peace plan nearing the second phase.
I think simultaneous with the advance to the second stage, I think it's important to make sure that Hamas complies, not only with the ceasefire, but also with their commitment, which they undertook, to disarm and have Gaza demilitarized. That's not something that is not part of something that they committed to. They committed to it. And so I think we'll be having very important conversations at the end of the month on how to ensure that this second stage is achieved. We're about to finish the first stage. We're there, almost. But we have to make sure that we achieve the same results in the second stage, and that's something I look forward to discussing with President Trump.
Netanyahu, in a press conference alongside German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, listened to key issues that still needed to be resolved with Gaza.
And now we have a second phase, no less daunting, and that is to achieve the disarmament of Hamas and the demilitarization of Gaza. And as I mentioned to the Chancellor, there's a third phase, and that is to deradicalize Gaza, something that also people believed was impossible. But it was done in Germany. It was done in Japan. It's done in the Gulf states. It can be done in Gaza too. But of course, Hamas has to be dismantled. We're close to the second phase. And I think that you asked pertinent questions about what will be the timeline, what are the forces that are coming in, will we have the international forces? If not, what are the alternatives? These are all topics that are being discussed, but I haven't seen yet a clear delineation of what you say is the American position, which is contrary to our position. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to talk to President Trump about.
On the other hand, Israel has been reportedly continuing strikes on Gaza even after Hamas officials report that Palestine has been complying with their side of the peace deal.
We are open to have a comprehensive approach in order to avoid further escalations, or in order to avoid any further clashes or explosions. Therefore, we are talking about, on one line, to end fully the first phase. Second, to initiate a political process which has to end with an independent Palestinian state. And during this time, we can go for 5, 7, 10 years ceasefire or truce. When it comes to the resistance in general and Hamas in particular, we have fulfilled all our obligations toward this ceasefire deal. We have done all what has been requested from our side. But today, most of the obligations of Israel are not fulfilled. They were not committed to the deal. They are still destroying and attacking most of the area in the eastern part of the Gaza Strip.
Hamas now says it is prepared to freeze and place its entire weapons arsenal under international lock and key, as long as it's tied to a credible path to Palestinian statehood. The group has also signaled it would welcome UN monitors along the borders to enforce the truce, provided those forces stay strictly outside Gaza's sovereign territory.
Hamas is open to discuss such ideas within the context of a long-term ceasefire or truce, within the context of a political track which have to lead to a Palestinian state. But if not, okay, we are ready to discuss the idea of storing or freezing based on a total security arrangements, first of all, which keep the capability of Palestinians to defend themselves in case they are attacked. We are welcoming a UN force to be near the borders, supervising the ceasefire agreement, reporting about violations, preventing any kind of escalations, but we don't accept that these forces have any kind of mandates authorizing them to do or to be implemented inside the Palestinian territories.
With Israeli strikes still pounding Gaza and trust evaporating by the hour, one truth is brutally clear. Only relentless Western pressure, especially from Washington, can force both sides to honor their word and stop this ceasefire from collapsing into all-out war once again.
I think simultaneous with the advance to the second stage, I think it's important to make sure that Hamas complies, not only with the ceasefire, but also with their commitment, which they undertook